Okay. And it's time to begin, so I'm starting the recording. We're on. Okay, welcome everybody. This is Dawn Mountain Sunday Meditation. My name is Kaisu, and we are broadcasting from Houston, Texas and Sheffield, UK today. So we're going to start today and always with our aspiration and Shantideva verse. So if everybody has their so-called laminated sheet, we can do that together. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. May all beings always be pain-free and live happily. May no beings ever cling to those near nor spurn those far. For as long as space abides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain. And so I'm gonna invite everybody to start settling to your seat. You can rotate a little bit to feel the center of your seat and your body. If your feet are on the floor, keep them flat, both feet firmly on the ground. You can take a couple of circles with your shoulders to really start settling into a meditative posture, keeping our spine straight yet relaxed. So it's okay to have a little bit of movement here to find your center point. I'm keeping my palms on my thighs. You can do that, or you can keep them on top of each other in your lap. And we usually practice our eyes slightly open, so you could be gazing softly downward, just a couple of feet ahead of you, keeping the gaze really soft and unfocused in a way. Or if you're really hyperactive, you can also close your eyes entirely, softly, and try and turn your gaze inward. Sometimes it's easier to tune into your body that way. And if you're really getting drowsy at any point of the practice, you could slightly open your eyes a little bit more. So eyes are really a good way to moderate the amount of input and stimulation that you're allowing in. And so as we continue settling into today's meditation practice, I'm just gonna briefly reflect upon the current Dharma exploration series. So Nathaniel and Renee have been offering wonderful teachings on sutras, and the topic I want to reflect upon today, let's say riff on, improvise a little bit, is the topic of Dharma Dhatu, understood as our own true nature, our Buddha nature, as well as being interlinked in the topic of sameness. the unto-ness, the non-duality. So the purpose of these teachings, one of them is that we could try and start reorientating differently to other people and beings, considering that every one of them has been, in some past lives, our mother or father. And this is a difficult concept to really put to practice in everyday life. So I would just like to start with taking the word nature as a starting point. So nature, so firstly, understanding that language is not innocent. So when we use words, we willingly or unwillingly drag a whole set of different meanings and traditions with it. And in English language, and also in a couple of other languages I know of, we use the word nature both as we have a nature as our temperament or disposition, but also the nature as an external world, the organic or the biological world, environment. And I would take this a little bit further. In my own work and research, I do understand myself and other beings as nature. So nature not as something to look outside of me, but consider myself as nature as well. So how might this relate to the Buddha nature? So I guess what I'm starting to improvise here, thoughts on, and excuse me, this is not a lecture on anything, I'm practicing this, but this does feel important and meaningful to me, so I hope it is for you as well. So to somehow build bridges between our Buddha nature and the nature, the biological nature, Mother Nature, eventually, which is another understanding of the planet as a living being as well, that I personally cultivate. So oftentimes nature is kind of brought in contrast to culture or nurture. So I don't know if I'm going to say too much about that, but let's just take something practical, what I've experienced recently. So I've started a research project on human-animal relationships and conducted a field trip in the Arctic and became familiar with the energy of the reindeer by visiting them, being close to reindeer, observing them. And as I was being with the reindeer in the same space, their space, I was also video recording this, which allowed me to look at the footage later. And while I was thinking, I'm doing research on the borderline or interface between wild and tame, as these were domesticated reindeer, actually seeing myself in interaction with the reindeer, I realized that it is also research on the interface between wild and tame in myself. And because there was no verbal communication involved, all the interaction happened on an energetic and choreographical level in a way. This somehow allowed me to really focus on that. And why this is now relevant for Buddha nature and Dharma practice, I think the wild and tame are metaphors also. They are oftentimes used also in Dharma practice. these metaphors are used in regarding our mind, our ordinary mind, which in some sense is wild. Well, it is wild. It is actually unpleasantly wild. And through different kinds of practices, we try and tame it. Not always, but it is one aspect of Dharma practice. On the other hand, you could say that our habitual patterns are also, in a way, tame. So we do not allow the wildness in a sense of thinking big, actually believing that we would have a Buddha nature active right now. Wildness in a sense of tuning into our intuitive wisdom. So I think there's a lot of richness in these terms, wild, tame, these qualities that they represent. Where I'm going with this today is though that next to our Dharma lineage, and we recently were having a wonderful series of lectures where we can learn about our Tibetan lineage. I'm inviting you to consider also our biological lineage, and not so much the genetic family of origin lineage, but really like an evolutionary lineage as a link to the sameness, to real understanding that it is not some fictitious narrative that all the beings have been our parents in the past, but really, where are we coming from? So these is kind of biology as an entrance to understand also the sameness in a sense. We want to cultivate that understanding in Dharma practice and studies. And so actually in this slide, and I just look at my notes and wonder, is this really so? But I'm just gonna say it because I wrote it, that Dharma practice is also and could be considered as an interface between nature and culture. Actually, that does make sense to me even now, as I'm saying it. So it is an interface to tap into, to access our already present Buddha nature through the, so it is a cultural means in itself, but it is also accessing through the kind of not beneficial cultural patterns that we've accumulated and learned since our birth and births, maybe. So I thought, I don't have concluding words here. I hope to be able to continue developing this thought and later, but just as so the link between Buddha nature and biological nature, mother nature, and to accentuate the latter one, mother nature connection, I'm gonna read a text by a Buddhist monk and a peace activist, Thich Nhat Hanh, who's written a book called 10 Love Letters to the Earth. And I think this will be, this is such a beautiful, he so eloquently says something I, in a very preliminary way, attempted to articulate. So I'm going to read this as we continue settling to our meditation practice. So actually, I invite you to listen to this and maybe purposefully acknowledge that underneath your feet and your seat is planet Earth, is a living, breathing planet. And whether you're on sand ground or clay ground, or you're on snow-covered ground, it is the same planet in its diverse, amazing, magical appearances. So with that, I'm gonna read this. This is the first love letter to the earth. Beloved Mother of all things, dear Mother Earth, I bow my head before you as I look deeply and recognize that you are present in me and that I am part of you. I was born from you, and you are always present, offering me everything I need for my nourishment and growth. My mother, my father, and all my ancestors are also your children. We breathe your fresh air. We drink your clear water. We eat your nourishing food. Your herbs heal us when we're sick. You are the mother of all beings. I call you by the human name Mother, and yet I know your mothering nature is more vast and ancient than humankind. We are just one young species of your many children. All the millions of other species who live or have lived on Earth are also your children. You aren't a person, but I know you are not less than a person either. You are a living, breathing being in the form of a planet. Each species has its own language, yet as our mother, you can understand us all. That is why you can hear me today as I open my heart to you and offer you my prayer. Dear Mother, wherever there is soil, water, rock, or air, you are there, nourishing me and giving me life. You are present in every cell of my body. My physical body is your physical body, and just as the sun and stars are present in you, they are also present in me. You are not outside of me, and I am not outside of you. You are more than just my environment. You are nothing less than myself. I promise to keep the awareness alive that you are always in me and I am always in you. I promise to be aware that your health and well-being is my own health and well-being. I know I need to keep this awareness alive in me for us both to be peaceful, happy, healthy, and strong. Sometimes I forget. Lost in the confusions and worries of daily life, I forget that my body is your body, and sometimes even forget that I have a body at all. Unaware of the presence of my body and the beautiful planet around me and within me, I'm unable to cherish and celebrate the precious gift of life you have given me. Dear Mother, my deep wish is to wake up to the miracle of life. I promise to train myself to be present for myself, my life, and for you in every moment. I know that my true presence is the best gift I can offer to you, the one I love. And as we let these beautiful words to echo and slowly start fading away, we can settle into our meditation practice this morning. So we will practice in two different modalities, if you like. First, we're gonna observe our breath. And a little bit later, we're gonna chant the sacred syllable Hum. And I'm gonna let you know when we get there. So let us just settle into our meditation, into our space, seat, body, breath. So we can start observing our breath, its rhythm, movement. You can choose a particular spot you focus on, like under your nostrils, or perhaps your chest. Or if you're able to relax your lower belly, you could choose to feel your breath moving your belly gently up and down. And we're going to sit like this for 10 minutes or so. And we're now going to shift into chanting the sacred syllable Hong twice every breath in your own rhythm. And if you would like, you could open your microphone so we can form a unified field of sound. We settle back to following our breath. You can also check your posture, refresh a little bit if you have slumped. It's okay to refresh every now and then, anyway. You can feel whether anything shifted due to chanting in your body, in your breath. Just make a light note of that. and go back to following your breath. And let us shift into chanting Hung Hung once more. Om. Let us settle back into our breath for a few more minutes. And we're now going to do our dedication and blessing from the laminated sheet again. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom, shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala. And we're going to dedicate the merit of our practice together for all beings, and especially to Lori Ludwig, Julia Ho in the Bardo, Beverly McGregor in the Bardo, Selva Gamo, Zelensky and the people of Ukraine, people of Russia and Putin, Frances, Brandon, Pete, Clay, Tara, Melissa, Waterwall family, the Pinder Gordon, Sylvia, Rolando, Nathaniel, Emma, Ed, Leah, Patrick, Gwyneth Jones and the Bardo and family. All suffering animals, planet Earth, our Sangha, our teachers. And we are going to end with one together to send white light from the center of our chest to our city, state, country, continent, planet, as far as your imagination is willing to go today. You can open your microphone for that. Thank you, everybody, joining me and us today. Good to see you, everybody. Emily, do we have an announcement at this point?
Yes, we do. So Dharma Explorations continues this Tuesday. This Friday, the 18th at 7 p.m., we have a Losar closing event to end our Losar celebrations. Saturday, the 19th, Life and Times of Adzam Drukpa with Adzam Gyaltse Rinpoche continues. This was a two-part series. The first part already happened, but it's recorded, so it's not too late to join. Next Sunday, the 20th, for those of you who are Full Cycles members, we have a peer support meeting. Friday, the 25th through Sunday, the 27th, we have the Mind of Right Now with Lama Tenzin that I'm sure Harvey will talk to you about in just a moment. And that is it for March.
That's plenty, I would say.
Yeah, so anyone interested in Dzogchen, Lama Tenzin's retreat would be a wonderful entree, both for very experienced and for very new. It's a very, very simple, but very, very practical teaching as an avenue for Dzogchen. So we really encourage everyone, if you have any friends who are interested in that, please come and participate.
All right.
It's lovely to see everyone.
So good to see you, everybody, and thank you for watching also through YouTube or later the recording. So don't be a stranger, and we're here every week, multiple times, but on Sunday almost always. So have a good day, everybody, and see you soon.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.